It now being 3 o'clock on May 18th, 2022, we can call the May 18th meeting of the Laconia Police Commission to order. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Recording secretary is Executive Assistant Laurie Marsh. And a roll call for commissioners, Commissioner Mello.
Here.
Commissioner Davis.
Here.
Commissioner Horton is here. We have a quorum since all three commissioners are present. Also recognize Chief Canfield at the table. Moving on to personnel matters, commendations and awards. Chief Canfield.
Nothing.
Resignations and retirement. Chief Canfield.
Nothing.
Promotions and classification changes. Chief Canfield.
Nothing.
Moving on to command staff reports. Support division. Chief Canfield.
So they've been busy maintaining a bunch of grants, as well as applying for some new grants. The mobile vehicle that we obtained on federal grant funds, so it was 100% funded, is on track to be delivered within the next couple of months, and then it'll have to be outfitted to the final outfitting here by our radio upfitter and the decals and stuff like that. So we won't have it in time for Motorcycle Week, but hopefully shortly after, sometime in July or the beginning of August. They've been working on a COPS micro grant, which is again 100% funded. This would create or fund the ability to send 2 officers to the mountain bike instructor school, which is always out of state. We used to have a very robust mountain bike instructor program. We used to hold the class at the police department and teach other agencies. We haven't done that since Dennis Ashley retired. The ability to have 2 instructors to be able to teach that class, obviously we can send our own people to the class for nothing. So I'm looking to revive that. This grant would also cover, in addition to cover their training and travel costs, it would also cover the purchase of 2 additional bicycles, uniforms, and some other bicycle equipment. So looking to move forward with that, which again is 100% funded. Also working on another COPS micro grant for what's called a technology wall. This would go into the dispatch center. Essentially, it's a graphic, essentially a large monitor that would go the length of the wall that we'd be able to pull cameras. So right now we have access to IP cameras for certain locations, including the schools. Not that we monitor them at any time unless there was an emergency, but you'd be able to collate all those IP addresses and be able to just click and drag them onto that screen in the event that something were to happen, such as an active shooter. So this is technology that is going into a lot of real-time crime centers around the country. We tried it on another grant. We did not get funded for that, so we're trying for this on this current grant. Additionally, we were funded for the emergency response trailer, which was, again, 100% funded on federal grant money. This is a trailer that will contain emergency response equipment, traffic cones, traffic signs, stuff for larger incidents that we're going to be at for a while. So that is on track. It's being built in Loudon. I'm told that it's all done except they're waiting for the actual shelving delivery before they can install that, and then we should take delivery probably within a month or 6 weeks. So a lot of good work from Sport Division.
Good. Any questions on general orders or? All right, moving on to Operations Division, Chief Canfield.
So they're in the final preparations for Motorcycle Week. I know Captain Fergal's been pretty busy with that. a little bit of a hard time getting outside agencies to work, only because, I guess the time of year and whatnot, but, they are bringing those to final preparations. We have a meeting next Wednesday, May 25th at 10 o'clock. This is with our typical, annual Motorcycle Week meeting with outside agencies, where we bring in all the agencies that are involved in police and bike motorcycle week, or other agencies within the county, to make sure everybody's on the same page. So that is next Wednesday at 10 o'clock at the Bean Center, and you're certainly all welcome to attend if you wish. As we've done in years past, we'll be using Customs and Border Patrol will be providing their helicopter for both weekends for air support. So a lot of good network and a lot of good teamwork amongst a number of our partner agencies. This weekend is the New England Coffee Fest downtown, so it looks to be a really nice family event in the downtown on Friday evening and all day Saturday. So they've done the operational planning for that, as well as Wakefield Lake event, which is an event up in the Weirs on Lakeside Avenue. So it looks to be a fairly busy weekend here, especially with the given forecast. In addition to that, they've been on a number of, well, they've been very busy with call volume, and certainly some serious calls that they've handled lately. So just some really good work out of the entire operations division. And that's it for operations.
Questions? Moving on to.
Just one question. When was that meeting? You said Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, May 25th at 10 a.m.
Moving on to commission action, you've all received a copy of the last minutes of the March 16th meeting. Any questions or discussion?
I make a motion, we accept the minutes accept the minutes as read.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
On a motion made by Commissioner Mello, seconded by Commissioner Davis, passes unanimously. The March 16th, 2022 meeting minutes were accepted as passed out. Out-of-state schools.
There are two school requests. One is late. I'm sorry I didn't make it on the agenda. The first one is for Officer Kira Goodhart and Officer Ashley Thompson to attend the overdose investigation school in Methuen, Mass. The cost is $300 for both of them to attend. Given the number of overdoses that we've had historically, and the number of overdoses we've had last year, certainly a good training for them to attend in the initial response to overdose investigations. In addition, there's a request for me to attend the FBI National Academy Retrainer Program in Cleveland, Ohio. This is a program that I've gone to annually, that is for graduates in the National Academy to catch up on the latest training and the latest technology that's available in law enforcement. So be looking for a motion to, or I guess under commission action later.
Any questions on the out-of-state school request by Officer Karen Goodhart and Officer Thompson?
I make a motion, we accept it.
Is there a second?
Second?
On a motion made by all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. On a motion made by Commissioner Mello, seconded by Commissioner Davis, passes unanimously. The overdose death investigation school is approved. We can do chief at the same time.
Sure.
Any discussion, questions regarding chief's request to attend the FBI?
No
Academy.
question.
A motion?
Motion made by, motion to send the chief to the FBI Academy.
Okay, on a motion made by Commissioner Mello, seconded by
Second.
Commissioner Davis. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes unanimously. Cleveland. Cleveland?
Yeah, I don't know what's in Cleveland.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, yay.
Review of monthly activity reports.
So for the month of April, we responded to a total of 1,947 calls for service, investigated 295 criminal offenses, or 211 of those by physical custody arrest, by arrest, with a total of 96 physical custody arrests. We issued 10 parking tickets, arrested 3 DWIs, took 16 people into custody for intoxication. Responded to a total of 28 domestic disturbance calls, 60 other disturbances, 12 suicidal subjects, and investigated 14 violation of restraining orders. In addition, we volunteered 1 hour of time during the month.
Question, these are down compared to last year
Yeah, I'm not really,
significantly. Was there, I would think with the pandemic really being in place last year that things would have been, I don't know, it's just,
yeah, I'm not really sure, and I tried calling Robin, she wasn't in her office at the time when I reviewed these, but I will catch up on that and circle back to you. They don't seem right to me by any means.
I'm glad they're down if it's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the initial comparison is the corresponding month to last year, but they still seem to be drastically down. But I will circle back to you and get you an answer on that.
Moving on to criminal investigative unit statistics.
For the month of April, they took 22 initial cases, conducted 11 follow-up investigations, made 5 felony arrests, initiated 10 felony charges, made 3 misdemeanor arrests, 2 misdemeanor charges, 15 search warrants, cleared 1 case exceptionally, unfounded 2 cases, conducted 19 sex offender registrations, 5 computer-related criminal investigations, 3 background investigations, 4 knock and talk field interviews, 5 drug intel sheets, 3 polygraphs, and 132 training hours. Along with that, they did 47 body-worn camera redactions.
Questions? Moving on then to budget printouts. Chief Canfield.
We are at 71.15% of the year through the budget year. We're currently trending $99,464 under budget. So we're right on track.
Do we have vacancies now? Any vacancies at all?
We have 1 vacancy. We're waiting on a student who graduates in May from college. He was a CRO with us last year, or actually the last couple of years. So we've got his background done. He actually starts the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. So he'll be working as a CRO for a few weeks, training the 3 new CROs, and then he'll start the in-house academy for June 20th. And he'll be sworn in as a police officer right after that.
Thanks.
So then that'll bring us to full staff.
Yep.
In addition, speaking of hiring, in addition, we have one additional background two additional background investigations going on 2 other candidates to fill we have 3 grant positions for Eric's position, and in the city manager's recommended budget, he recommended hire of 1 additional position, so it would actually give us 4 additional total positions. So we've begun to recruit for that, and like I said, we're in the process of 2 background investigations with anticipate hire date right after July 1st. So I have to say, we're fortunate in the area of retention and hiring, and speaking with other agencies. I know a large state agency is down 72 positions right now, so we're fortunate to be able to retain the staff we have and maintain the quality staff that we have, and not just warm bodies, so.
Well, talks a lot for the leadership of.
Well, I appreciate that. It's certainly a team effort, and, we like to hire quality people that fit our mold of policing, and, these people work hard, and they do a really good job, and they love what they do, so, we're fortunate.
They do, they're, I'll tell you, they're very, very nice officers that we've got. And they're polite, and they're with the public, and they handle the public well. I say we got probably one of the best police departments in the area.
I would agree.
Monthly traffic statistics. Chief Canfield.
So for the month of April, we issued a total of 10 parking tickets. Investigated or responded to a total of 33 motor vehicle accidents, 4 of which were with injury. Number one reason for the crashes was attributed to unsafe backing and the category of unknown. Number one location for accidents, which was no surprise, was Union Avenue, which accounted for 8 of those accidents. We issued a total of 34 motor vehicle summonses, conducting a total of 776 motor vehicle stops and 691 warnings for the month. So we're certainly busy in the traffic enforcement department.
So that, that also seems to have really gone down. Stops as well. So, seems like because your police have been pretty visible, that probably has an impact, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
That's for me.
we can analyze those more. But I want to say around 100 car stops is kind of average for the month.
Yeah.
But I will take a better look at that as well.
Well, I mean, it's probably a good thing if it's visible. People, I think, are probably doing better at jobs at slowing down and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, I know they've certainly been out there hammering it
Yeah.
as much as possible, so.
Sure.
On to monthly fleet report. Chief Canfield.
Nothing to report on that. Do you have any specific questions?
Okay. Correspondence to and from the department. The Easter greeting, was that a friendly or?
I think it was, when we received this thank you letter, I wasn't really sure how to take it, where the person said, thank you for arresting me, but I did review the case. And, this person had some mental health issues and, I think was being sincere that, they needed the help and that this got them into the system and got them the help that they needed. So,
Nice.
I do think it was sincere, which was nice that they reached out and said thank you.
Nice.
There was a letter of appreciation for Sergeant Cameron, Officer Sheehan, and Officer Howe. They went down and did some training at the academy to help them. And then there was a Girl Scout tour that came through the PD as well. So it's nice that the people reach out and say thanks.
That's nice. And the brownies, the brownie troop, they're cute.
Yeah.
Cute. Just a sidelight, I watched a video last night called it's called Wishman. Wishman, and it was about the officer from Arizona who was the stimulus behind Make-A-Wish.
No kidding.
It was a real good movie.
Huh.
Real good movie.
It's called Wishman.
Wishman.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it was real good.
Huh.
One officer was the impetus behind the whole thing.
Wow.
But
Did it
nice movie.
come from a personal experience of his?
Yep, yep.
Oh,
Was it-
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
It was a nice movie.
I've done quite a bit with Make-A-Wish, and we've supported a lot of their
Yeah.
awards, and it's a pretty good organization, so.
They have a DVD.
Yeah. Chief report. Chief Canfield.
So they conducted interviews for a dispatcher position, so we have a potential candidate in the pipeline for that. I think I mentioned the backgrounds on 2 police officer candidates, and then we did backgrounds on 2 community resource officers that would be part-time for the summer, so they'll be starting Memorial Day weekend. We participated in the drug take-back day through DEA. We collected a total of 12 boxes of unused medications, which weighed in at 500 pounds of drugs. So certainly a really popular program, and certainly a good way to get these drugs off or out of the accessibility of people. Overall, for the New Hampshire, they collected 445 boxes, which equaled 11,811 pounds of drugs. So certainly a lot. So far, year to date, we've had 18 overdoses, 0 deaths. Detectives are working to make an arrest on a prior case that happened in the last year as a death resulting case. We went down to Rhode Island to conduct follow-up, and we're hoping to wrap that up in the next couple weeks. So these are very complicated cases, and they are very difficult to make. So I think we made 2 or 3 of them last year on death resulting cases that someone sold drugs to someone that knowingly caused their death. So certainly really good work on their part. Last year we had a total of 17 overdose deaths, and we're waiting on 2 reports of toxicology deaths for 2 others. So potentially looking at 19 overdose deaths that occurred last year, which is very high and significantly higher than the prior year. Budget presentation to City Council has been set for June 6th at 7 o'clock here.
$7 o'clock.
Yes. I participated with Detective Eric Adams on a real estate safety and wellness event that they did at the Opera House on May 6th. So we had the opportunity to interact with a bunch of people and just kind of showcase what we did, and it was a very good community event. We're in the process of, or we've heard several demonstrations of a new dispatch recording system. We participated in 2 of them, so we're looking to whittle that down to replace the recording system. They replaced the phone system in the PD, and as a result, the recording system for dispatch does not integrate with that the right way. Plus, it's about a dozen years old, so it's in need of replacement, and that has been funded through City Council. So we're just looking to select a vendor and put it out to bid. We worked with Kiwanis last Saturday, doing a bike rodeo and safety class at the Laconia Middle School, which was very well attended. I'll be attending a conference tomorrow at the Bean Center for called the New England Public Safety Showcase. So it's an opportunity to learn the latest in technology for radio systems, radio communications, and the latest technology that's out there. Lastly, on Friday, myself and Eric Adams will be traveling down to Manchester to meet with the director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, who is flying up from Washington, D.C. Apparently it caught some interest with the Department of Justice grant that we got for Eric Adams's position. So he is flying up to meet with myself and Eric Adams and the Attorney General's office and Senator, I believe Maggie Hassan, and Congressman Pappas, who will be there to learn more about the expansion of the PET program statewide. So in addition, he's going to learn about the ACER, the Adverse Childhood Trauma Team. So it's pretty neat to get some recognition out of Washington, D.C. on, an effort that was started here. So that is Friday afternoon. And that's all I have.
Anything under old business?
Nothing,
New business,
nothing,
other business.
nothing?
I just have one piece I guess I could put in. Last Thursday, I happened to be walking my son's dog, and my wife was with me, and walking my grandson down at Ahern Park. And I don't know if you heard, but there was a out of state, out of school, out of the area, senior skip day down at Ahern Park that I happened to come across with about probably over 200 kids there. And making a mess with a lot of noise and that kind of thing. So I rode my bike down there the next Friday morning, just to see what kind of damage was left after this was all done, and there was mounds and mounds of trash. And I understand from the chief there, the New Hampshire Department of Parks and Rec hauled about 800 pounds of trash out of there, so. But there was one student, actually a Laconia High School student from 2020, Adam Mikowitz, I think is how you pronounce his name, down there about 8 o'clock in the morning, picking up trash by himself. And so I stopped and talked to him, and he uses that area a lot. He lives over by the SEU office, but he just wanted to make it clean for others because he used it and thought it was the right thing to do. So he's filling trash bags all by himself at 8 in the morning. So I drafted a letter on behalf of the commission that I would ask if you could sign it, just to give him a thanks and, appreciate his efforts down there, so. It was a mess, but, he was down there doing his civic duty, and nobody asked him to do it, he just did it on his own, so.
Well, that's good.
Had he attended the skip day or not?
He did not,
He did not.
he did not. I actually sent pictures and, email to the principal of this high school, and I suggested that if it had been me, I would have had a field trip for the school bus, having them come up and clean up the mess, but a little hard to do, but,
Well, while you're on that subject, last Friday night, I was riding with one of the
Here's the letter.
patrol officers, and the town of Alton had a prom on the Mount Washington. And it was set so that the kids could walk off that Mount Washington anytime they wanted to, and go to their cars and do whatever they wanted to do, and then come back and get on the Mount Washington and dance, and free to go like that. Well, years back, I know that Bobby's no fashion or anything, but we did the same thing, and, but only if you came to the dance, because we had a motel donated to us, swimming pool in the bar area, at the hotel, but the bar area was cleaned of all alcoholic beverages. There was nothing but soda pop and that stuff. The kids would come in, and if they decided they weren't gonna stay, they would sign out, and they could not return at all. We had like that was it. We told them when they went to leave, and they said, you coming back? No, yes, well, you're not gonna be able to get back in, because you're signing out now, and we'll ask for you to sign in, and if your name matches that out, you're not gonna come back in. That's it. But my mind was, these were all young ladies and young gentlemen. What's to prevent them to go out to their car and sneak a little drink or whatever they wanted, and then come back? And, it just didn't make sense to me. I don't know, maybe the principal or whoever does it down there in Alton ought to be told that that's not a good idea. I think.
No,
I
either.
don't know what anybody else thinks, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Oh, not a good idea.
we always had a pretty hard rule here in Laconia that if you're there, you're there, if you leave, you'll leave, so.
Yeah.
And that was during all my time working with the district, so.
Yep.
Could we do something more for the kid, maybe a picture in the Citizen or
Could. Could.
even Parks and Rec? Get them involved and,
We could invite them to the next commission meeting and present them with an award type of
that'd be nice,
certificate too, if you want.
for a kid to do
Yeah.
that.
And then
Yeah.
present the letter in hand with
I've
it.
got his mother's phone number, so I could give her a call. I don't have his, but I could give her
Yeah.
a call and see if he could.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I was like pretty impressive. I mean, it was,
Be
you
nice.
know, you can imagine,
do that.
pick up trash.
Yeah, and it'd be
All by
nice to
yourself and-
have the citizen, not citizen, but the Daily Sun photographer there
Yeah.
to take a picture.
Yeah, we can arrange that for the next meeting.
I mean, there was trash all the way up and down the whole dirt road, all the way, and the beach was just covered
You
with.
know the name of the school that was,
I do, yeah.
maybe a letter sent to the principal of that school saying, you know, your kids aren't a very good representation of,
I did email them,
oh, good, yeah.
and then I did send, after I found out how much trash was there, I told them that it was 800 pounds of trash that his students,
Did you get a response back?
no,
No.
I did not. The first time I did, it was a one-liner, says, thank you, we'll address it, that was all.
Yeah.
The next commission meeting's not gonna be till 3:30 though, because we have 2 other children that are gonna be attending, right?
Right, that's true.
And they can't be here till after 4, so instead of starting and then having a lull in it, start at 3:30, so all that, that's, I'm
So-
gonna put it last on the agenda, so we get to the end to arrive.
So say 4 o'clock,
Say, yeah, between 4, I told them or they told me somewhere around 4:10, 4:15, they'd be able to be here.
So we could do him
Nice.
first, like around 4. Probably work.
yeah, let's see if he could join us, it'd be great to say thanks and, you know, doing his part unsolicited.
Yeah.
Do you wanna wait on that letter and we'll do up like a synopsis of what he did and then put an award together like we did with
Well, I think the
children?
award, but we can attach a letter to it,
Sure.
so we have both.
Okay,
Like, it's like a
Wanna do that
certificate
instead of
award,
mailing?
you know?
yeah, so why don't I call and see, explain, you know, what the game plan would be and see if they'd be willing to come to the meeting and then,
Yeah.
could present that at that time.
Yeah.
If they can't for some reason, or they're out of town or whatever, then we could probably just send a letter at that point and arrange a later point in time, so,
Yep.
that'd be great.
Nice.
That'd be very nice.
Other business?
Nothing?
Nothing. Citizen comments? Hearing none, we can move on to confirmation of the next meeting date, June 15th, 3:30. Is there, hearing nothing else, a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn this
Do we
meeting.
need a non-public? Or
We need a
non-meeting?
non-meeting
Non-meeting,
A non-meeting.
for contract negotiations.
Okay.
Okay. So we need a motion
Adjourn.
to
Or,
go
no,
into
that's non-meeting, isn't it?
non-meeting? Okay, motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion made by Commissioner Davis, so seconded by Commissioner Mello. Passes unanimously.
3:34?
3:34.